Lots of clear blue skies in Nikki's story from Catawissa, John.
Yeah, it certainly was a beautiful day at Catawissa and across a lot of the area today. We got into a lot of sunshine. It was great, but now we're getting into some of the clouds that are in advance of our next system that's coming in here tonight. That may be a bit of an issue for some of us, as not everyone will see exceptionally heavy rain, but there could be some communities that do. So let's show you what it looks like from our Electric City camera, and you can see that still some breaks in the overcast here in the east, but things are decidedly turning more cloudy than they were earlier this afternoon. 74 degrees, dew points there at 61, so a little bit on the sticky side, but not too bad. Generally in the low 70s at this point, still that mid 70 reading there in Archibald at 76, 70 right now in Greentown, 65 in the elevations of Lopez, and still some mid 70s, even an upper 70 there. Lewisburg checking in at 78 degrees for us here this evening. But the big story tonight will be the rain. We've got this front that's moving in from the west. You can see there are some rumbles of thunder in this line that is moving in. Now you'd think this thing is going to be sweeping through, but what ends up kind of happening is this initial little piece of energy kind of zips along off towards the north, and we'll wait on additional rain to develop behind this one that'll be moving through overnight into early tomorrow morning. So here's how things are looking now on the radar closer to home. You can see out in Vernova, looking north up towards Coudersport. You get some good downpours up that way in that batch of storminess. We do have a flood watch in effect for pretty much all of the area. It goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight, continues through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. What ends up happening here is not everyone is going to see that heavy rain, as I mentioned, but there will be some select spots that find an inch or two. And if that inch or two happens in a couple of hours' time, that's all it's going to take to create some renewed problems, especially the areas that got hit hard Friday, Saturday. So that'd be out through the Back Mountain, up through northern portions of Lackawanna County, and even I would point you towards portions of Pike County too. The Shohola area got hit very hard with rain on Friday night. So if that area sees some very heavy rain too, they're pretty sensitive to seeing renewed flash flooding concerns. So let's show you what it looks like on future clouds and radar. As I showed you, that initial kind of batch of storminess that we're seeing kind of ends up zipping along off towards the north. So we'll see several quiet hours overnight, just a lot of cloudy skies, but more storminess kind of rotating in here from the south. And unfortunately, this particular model showing some of the heaviest rain falling over some areas that saw heavy rain on Saturday. So we will be watching that closely. Joe will be in keeping ahead of things kind of as it's happening, a play-by-play throughout the morning show tomorrow. Here's an example of what the rainfall totals might be like. Again, not everyone's going to find a lot, but there could be some stripes of some heavier rain where you see an inch or two in not a lot of time. So again, we'll be watching that closely. Commute going to have to be heads up as you're on the roads. Heads up for the kiddos there too. Overnight, rain becomes likely. Temperatures fall to the low 60s for an overnight low. Now the good news here is that while there still could be some showers early tomorrow morning, afternoon looks great. We're going to clear it out. It's the last bark at the park down the road from us for the rail riders. So good night to be out there. Good for the dogs. Good for you to maybe see a little sunshine too late in the day. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon coming up into the lower half of the 70s. There's going to be a nice drop in humidity too. So it is still kind of on the sticky side here tonight. Still a little sticky tomorrow morning, but watch what happens come tomorrow evening. It's getting a little bit better, and then whoosh, those numbers go from the uncomfortable 60s down to some much more pleasant air, upper 40s to near 50 with those dew points. So we'll be super comfortable starting Thursday and likely continuing for a while. So clear out of that rain tomorrow morning. Heads up, flood watch through 8 o'clock in the morning. But look at that string of nice days. Lots of sunshine right through the weekend. Highs expected to be in the low and mid 70s, some cool nights. So looks like some prime orchard weather coming up here, Scott. You know, you start seeing that and it starts to become at least a little bit more okay to enjoy some pumpkin spice and cider donut season here too upon us.
You seem so excited about it, John.
I'm thrilled.
All right. Thank you so much. Makes one of us. Red